I don't believe this man's ever been on the program. So I'm thrilled to fill in that gap right now here on the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line. Is one of the best in the business for a red-hot 49er team, wide receiver Deebo Samuel here on the Rich Eisen Show. How you doing, Deebo?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing better for talking to you. How's life? Seems to be pretty good for you.
Yeah, it's going pretty good. We've got 2 in a row as a team, so we're just building the engine around the facility and just trying to get back to what we was in 2019.
Okay, when you're running the ball downhill, Deebo, do you see people making business decisions? Is it something you're seeing as you're running downhill, Deebo?
I mean, honestly, I really don't pay attention. I mean, if they move out the way, they move out the way. If they don't, they just gonna feel it.
But you could see it though, right? You come on now. You could see the eyes maybe getting wide, and you could see them maybe getting down a little lower than they're trying to get some leverage here.
Most people kind of turn it down, but some people out there just make business decisions and just kind of throw their body, just hoping I fall down too.
Well, I mean that's not really happening. I'm not seeing that. Do you like the contact? Do you enjoy it?
Of course. So growing up, I played mostly like running back until I kind of got to college, and then I transitioned to a wideout.
Okay. Was Spurrier the guy who did Steve Spurrier recruit you to South Carolina?
Steve Spurrier Jr. did.
Steve Spurrier Jr.
And Sean Elliott.
Who did?
Elliott, Coach Elliott.
Okay. So the old ball coach never made it to the Samuel living room? That never happened?
No, sir. He did not make it there.
Okay. All right. And what was it like to be around him, even just for the short period of time that you were there?
It was pretty cool. He was a pretty funny guy. I never seen a coach that didn't walk around at practice. He had a golf cart that he drove around on the practice field from period to period. And if you go out there earlier, you'll see him out there with his shirt off, kind of trying to do ladder drills and stuff. But he was a pretty cool dude.
Well, he was a terrific quarterback back in his day, Deebo.
Of course.
The old ball coach. So he's out there in the golf cart. Did he ever take that to the actual golf course, that cart, or that was just for practice?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm not really a golfer.
Okay.
Didn't get all into it.
So what was your draft experience like? You were taken in the second round. Did you think you were first-round material, Deebo?
I actually thought I was first-round material, but if you go back and just look all the injury history, that kind of like faded away a little bit. But I mean, it was just a blessing just to get drafted and just get in the league and just show everybody what I'm capable of.
And clearly you've got a coach that sees it in you. What's your relationship with Kyle Shanahan like, Deebo?
Me and Kyle have a great relationship from when I stepped here until now. We just been building ever since I was a rookie. And I mean, every Monday or Tuesday, I always stop by his office just to have like casual conversation. And even him and Mike McDaniel, Wes Welker, those are 3 guys that I stop by every Monday and Tuesday on like our off days just to chop it up with them, just to see, where we headed at this week for his plays, and going there with Wes and see, what he sees on the defensive end that we need to attack as a receiver group.
So have you already had that conversation with him on this Tuesday? Has that already
No, I really just walked in the building and came in here. So after I leave here, I'm going to go in there and chop it up with all the guys.
Okay, so what's on the agenda? What do you think's on the agenda?
I have no idea. I'm not going to lie. I don't think you have no idea what's on the agenda. Cal is our offensive guru, so, you never know what to expect. So, I mean, you just got to go in there with an empty mind and just whatever he puts in. I mean, he's been doing a great job with calling plays and getting guys in the right position to make plays. So, I mean, I'll put all my trust in him.
So, what do you like to do if you're given a choice? Run it or catch it and run it? What's your favorite to do?
I'd rather catch it than run it.
Why is that?
Because if I catch it, I got way more space, I mean, it's really not a preference, but I preferably like to catch it and run.
Okay, and you got a good story about Shanahan showing you a play, and you're like, oh, okay, that's going to work. And then it does. You got one of those?
Sir, I do not remember any of them.
None of them? Because normally we've seen that, where he just says, this is going to work. We're going to get it. Didn't he do that with Kittle once? He says, this one's going to go to the house, and then it goes to the house.
You said Spurrier, not Cal.
Oh, did I say that? Spurrier? Okay, what about Kyle? What about Shanahan?
Kyle. I mean, if you watch him, and like he's all the way down. Like if we on offense, he all the way down on the other side just watching, and you can see him sometimes talking to the referee.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, now watch Kittle. This guy's about to hold, and 9 times out of 10 he holds, and then we get the flag. But a lot of plays that he calls, I mean, you never know what's going to happen. Any play that Kyle calls can end up being a touchdown.
Well, and from the outside looking in, Deebo Samuel here on the Rich Eisen Show, sometimes we could see that it might not be all roses and rose petals to be a receiver in this system. This year we saw Brandon Ayuk take some time to finally get back in the last couple of weeks to what we saw in his rookie season. Is there some sort of, I guess, standard that sometimes receivers are held to on this team that sometimes is difficult to achieve? And did you go through that, Deebo?
I wouldn't say it's like a big standard. We know Kyle. At college he played wideout, and Wes Welker coached the receivers. But nobody on this team gets coached harder than the wideouts because we're Kyle guys. So if you watch the games that we play, you never see receivers block the way we block. That's one of the main things that Kyle emphasizes, and all the other stuff. It just comes. So I mean, we coach the hardest on the team, so it is a high standard being a wideout, and there's a lot to learn. So, but as you learn it, you see, as these past 3 weeks, man, you see Brandon Ayuk being a different player. He had him and Kyle and John had a great conversation about, what we needed him to be and able for us to win. And you can see for the past 3 weeks that he's just been balling.
Yeah, I know, but it's difficult for fans on the outside looking in to understand what that means. Like, what does that mean, the standard? And at some point he even said that he now knows the way to practice. Is that what it is too?
Right. If you don't know how to practice, it's gonna be hard for you to play in the league. Like if you can't practice fast, there's no way you're gonna go out there on Sunday and play fast and be your best. So I mean, you have to go out here every day, day in and day out, and practice hard as you can just to get ready for Sunday because you never know what to expect.
So what does that mean for you? I mean, did you have trouble learning that going from South Carolina in the first year with San Francisco, or how about that process?
Kind of, but not really. I had a great receiver coach at South Carolina named Brian McClendon. He's one of the coaches for Oregon. He coached their wideouts, and he was very, very hard on us. So I kind of got a glimpse of what it takes to practice hard and what it takes for being a good wideout. So I mean, I kind of took a lot of that from him, and we still connect to this day.
A few more minutes left here with Deebo Samuel of the San Francisco 49ers, who are now looking like the team that we saw a couple years ago for the first time in 2021 here on the Rich Eisen Show. Is that fair to say? Does it look like to you what it looks like to me and so many others, like the last couple weeks? That's the team that we saw a couple years ago. Do you get that sense right now? I
got that sense when after the Rams game. You just see the defense flying around, special teams flying around, just flying around on all cylinders. On all phases. I mean, once we play ball all together, I mean, we're unstoppable. You can see Jimmy had 2 picks, first game back from his quad, and you see Bosa and Fred and all those guys swarming to the ball, Eric Armstead and all those guys. And then you just see, I mean, we ran the ball 45 times against the Rams. I mean, you can just tell what kind of team we have. It don't matter if we throwing it or running it. All 11 guys out there just flying around.
Yeah, and it just seems that way to me. So what's your challenge against a Vikings team that just beat the Packers? This is a huge game coming up on Sunday. Deebo, what are you thinking about that one right now?
I mean, we just got to control the things we can control and go out there and play our ball on Sunday.
What's the things you can control? Hitting people? Is that what you're saying?
Of course. We just play our physical game.
Physical game. Who's more physical, you or Kittle?
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah.
I'll probably give it to Kittle. Not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, it seemed like I had to force that one out of you.
I give it to Kittle.
Yeah, he seems, but
only because he has the blocks, the DNs, and you can see him pancaking everybody. This, that, and the third. I give it to him.
Yeah, I think he had Vaughn on roller skates a couple weeks ago. I think I saw that. I think I actually saw that. So, all right. So then, who enjoys contact more, you or Kittle? Who enjoys it more?
I say it's about even.
I mean, he's smiling, though, when he's pancaking people.
Yeah, I be laughing, too, but inside, me and Kittle and the other guys be talking about it in the huddle.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
We be talking about, you see this guy, he did not want to tackle you, and I just be watching everybody just going to try to tackle Kittle sometimes, and
right.
They be turning it down, too. They just be making business decisions.
So you have So you just don't want, what, Ramsey to see you laughing? Is that what you're saying?
I don't care who see me laughing.
Deebo.
You're in the mode right now. I love it. You're locked in, man. You are totally locked in. So a couple of personal questions for you. Is it true that you're called Deebo because your dad liked the movie Friday? Is that true?
Yeah. Growing up, my dad used to say I used to bully and fight a lot when I was a little kid, so he gave me the nickname. And the funny story is, my mom actually thought once I got to college nobody was going to call me that, and then she started to see that everybody was still calling me. She was like, "Do they not know that that's not your real name? Why are they calling you that?"
So does your mom call you by your first? Is it Tyshawn, right? Is that the?
Yeah, my mom called me Tyshawn.
Okay, Tyshawn. Okay, so I'm sorry, I didn't know that right because I've only called you Deebo. So you know when you hear that name, you're in trouble? Is that?
Nah, she never called me Deebo. She always say Tyshawn.
No, that's what I'm saying. When you hear Tyshawn, then you know you're in trouble. Is what you're saying when you hear that name?
Nah, not at all.
Okay, look at this.
It's like other people just calling me Deebo. She just don't call me Deebo.
Okay, it's just like when I was a kid, anyone who called my mom would call me Richard, and I would hear that sometimes. I knew, I'm in trouble when I heard the name Richard. As opposed to anything else, and then last one for you, Deebo. So I guess have you ever met Cube? Have you ever met him now? I mean, have you ever come across
Ice Cube before?
Okay, we got to get that happening. I mean, Chris Tucker. Have you ever met him? You ever meet him?
Never met him either.
Yeah, unfortunately, the actor who played Deebo has passed away last year. So I mean, his nickname was Tiny. I mean, so that's pretty amazing because you are definitely not that. What's your favorite your favorite Thanksgiving side dish, Deebo Samuel?
Ooh.
I stopped you right there. What do you got?
There's too many of them.
Okay. Let's go. Matthew Judon just said mac and cheese was what? Trash? Is that what he called it?
Basically called it trash.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
He never had good macaroni and cheese.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's kind of hard.
Yeah.
I would say stuffing and gravy.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. What is then the most overrated side dish then? What do you think, Deebo Samuel? Most overrated Thanksgiving side dish.
Cranberries.
Yeah, I think we're with you here too. I'm not really I'm not a pumpkin pie guy, Deebo. I don't like it at all. Does that make me a problem or what?
Yeah, that's kind of a problem.
Oh.
Kind of a problem.
Yeah, I think the exact quote is, "It's just cheese." This is Matthew Judon on mac and cheese. Quote: "It's just cheese and noodles, and it's not that good. Get it off the table. The bathrooms be less busy, and everybody will have a better day." End quote on mac and cheese, Matthew Judon.
He never had good mac and cheese before.
Okay. I think that's we're in agreement right there. Deebo Samuel, this has been a pleasure, sir. Have a great Thanksgiving. Send my best to your coach. When you walk into his office, like you say you do on every Tuesday, say Rich Eisen says hello.
I got you.
And then do me a favor, monitor if he makes a face. Okay?
I got you.
Because I need to know, all right? Because I need
got you, right.
That's my business decision. I need to avoid contact if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? That's my business decision. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
All right, Deebo Samuel. Have a great Thanksgiving. You keep balling out.
You too.
Okay, that's Deebo Samuel, everybody, right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.